What's up, guys? And welcome to back to part 4 of the most insane series we ever done in the live podcast. This is Rabbi Rothschild, aka we are Rabbit, future Guinness World Record holder for the most live stream hours in human history. 24/7, 365 days for world peace and the man building chat and chat eye, the biggest real-time data archive on earth. Rabbi, welcome back to the part 4. We already covered the 24/7 live, your mega international projects and AI. Today, we are closing it out with the Trillionaire Blueprint. And the most important question of all, how can normal people actually join your mission? Let's go straight.
Sounds good.
Rabbi, after
Yes.
everything we talk about in these last 3 parts, what does the word trillionaire really mean to you personally? Not just money, but the full vision.
Certainly. I think it means comfort. It means not having to worry about yourself, about your family, about your children, grandchildren, your friends. You're able to essentially do whatever you want from a financial perspective. And it's a lack of worry in many ways about the needs of the everyday individual. As I previously stated, when I was born, everyone wanted to be a millionaire. Today, everybody wants to be a billionaire. And tomorrow, everyone will want to be a trillionaire. This will become a goal of individuals instead of perhaps a dream like it is today for many people. And one reason why we may see this trillionaire status become more mainstream and more people who are becoming trillionaires is inflation, certainly, but additionally, uh, there's an argument to be made that I need to specify what trillionaire means. I mean trillionaire in United States dollars. That's what a lot of people expect me to mean. However, arguably, we have had people who have already been trillionaires from a hyperinflation standpoint. Specifically, a case that comes to mind is in a case like Zimbabwe, of earlier this century, where a Zimbabwe $100 trillion bill was actually issued by their mint or within their financial system. Hyperinflation is a thing. So for people out there who may be wondering what is the currency that I'm referencing as a trillionaire status, I mean United States dollars. But there are already trillionaires arguably have already existed due to hyperinflation and perhaps within financial dynasties as well.
That's powerful. If this hit you, smash the like right now. You've been doing this non-stop for years. What is one thing you learn about human potential the most people still don't understand?
That we have so many commonalities no matter where you are in the world. I talk with people every single day from around the world in different countries, and we all have the same needs and desires. We all have a desire to be comfortable, to eat, to sleep, to drink, to be merry, to celebrate time with our friends and family. These are universal qualities, and there are so many things that unite us as a species than that which divides us. Goals of my project is to get more and more people to focus on that which unites us. There are estimates that human DNA is 99.9% all the same, and only the 0.1% really divides us, and it's even less than that. And we should focus on the 99.9% of things that unite us so that we can focus our attention on ending world hunger, on ending world thirst, on ending uh, illiteracy throughout the world, and focus less on the minor things that divide us on what team is better or what system is better or what country is better. The focus on humans as a species is something that's very important to me and something that I emphasize on my streams.
That's deep. That's really deep. So let's get practical. What is actual trillionaire blueprint? How do chat and cheat cheat I and your global data empire turn regular people to trillionaires, level thinkers and creators?
Absolutely. Excellent question. Well, Since I have been streaming 24/7, 365 for more than 4 years, all of the interactions that I've had have been recorded. What is interesting about my project and other projects, I don't just stream, I archive the streams. So it is basically a time capsule of what has occurred. So if you want to get on board with what I do and you want to essentially be added to the list, join my Discord, discord.me/rabbi. Follow me on social media. Connect with me. Come into my Discord. Talk with me. You're going to be recorded for the entirety of history, certainly, but be a good representative of yourself. Say, hey, I heard you on whatever podcast you may have heard me, and it could perhaps be on the Life podcast. And we'll talk. We'll learn about your goals, and you're gonna then be basically a member or a character on the world's largest live stream and archive. And what that's going to mean for you is that when I go viral, which if I do this long enough, it is potentially inevitable, we're going to go back and people are going to go back and they're going to study my every waking moment. They're going to use AI and they're going to say, on this date, so and so came into your Discord and talked with you. And we're going to reward all of the people who have helped me along the way. I have the only way I can provide any type of guarantee of this is the fact that I am live streaming it on multiple live streams. People will hold me accountable. I will hold myself accountable. At a certain point, you don't need money anymore. I want to share it with the world. This data is more valuable than perhaps all the petroleum in the world, or at least data is. And my data may have a very significant portion of that. And we're going to share it with everyone. And I want to be able to share it, not just with you and not just the people listening right now. I want to help your friends and family. I want you to be the most popular person on your block. I want everyone with whom you went to school with no longer have to work and no longer have to have any debt because they knew you. And I was able to give you the money to be able to start a fund or a trust to be able to help them. And I want financial security for everyone who's helped me along the way. Anyone who wants to get involved, just join my Discord, discord.me/rabbi. We have thousands of people who have done so. Is there a formal list? Hey, I was the 58th person or the 5,080th person to join your Discord. No, it's nothing like that. It's essentially you are saying to the world, I helped to connect with Rabbi. I wanted to learn more about their project. And I found it to be positive and hopefully just like you would have like with a lottery ticket or a raffle in the future, everything that Rabbi says comes true. And they're going to reward us for our positivity towards the project. Can I guarantee absolutely every single person who hears my voice will be made a trillionaire? All I can say is I want, that's the plan. And in the future, data is going to be worth a huge amount. In fact, we may be able to make you a quadrillionaire to some extent. Really what I'm talking about here is I want to give your family comfort, security, and happiness. And no one else is out there. You're not going to find any other influencer out there who says that they want to give back to the community as much as I do. Many people ask for money on their streams. I never ask for money. I don't ask for donations. This is all my projects are all self-funded and I'm never going to ask anybody for money. I want to give you all money. So if you want that, connect with me in my Discord. We'll build a friendship. Chances are I will help you. You will help me. We'll grow together. And then when I go viral, they're going to be the whole entirety of the world at some point, perhaps may take some type of interest in what I do. And people are going to study our conversations together and they're going to hold me accountable. But more importantly, I'll hold myself accountable. So that's the best way that I can say, if you want to ensure that you are connected with me on this to basically say, hey, I was positive back in the day when you weren't yet viral. Come to my Discord. Let's connect.
What are the concrete steps someone watching right now can start taking today to ally with you, with your vision, and become a part of the trillionaire mindset?
With me. Come to my Discord. Let's get to know each other. But if you're not comfortable doing that, just comment in the comments here. These comments are archived for years and indefinitely and say, hey, I heard you, Rabbi, on the Life podcast, and what you said made sense to me. That data, according to The Economist magazine, overtook petroleum in 2017 as Earth's #1 resource. And you have been live streaming your life for more than 4 years on 20 plus different streams on multiple platforms. This is a project unlike I'd ever heard before. And if it turns out that you're able to make a lot of money from this, I'd like to be involved with that. It's as simple as that.
Wow. So next question is, how exactly does someone from any country in the world join your mission? Where they have money, skills, or just pure desire?
Well, the best way to do it is to connect with me in my Discord. I'm live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No one else, perhaps, that you'll ever find is as open to a global audience as I am. And if you want to work with me, all I ask is that you tell your friends. That's all I want from anybody. I don't want your money. I'm not asking you to be a programmer for me or a graphic designer, anything like that. Just tell your friends, connect them with me in my Discord, have your friends join my Discord. We have a lot of activities that occur on a daily basis. We watch documentaries, we play games every single day with multiple people from multiple countries. We have every sporting event that you'd ever want streamed in there. We connect, we have people who come for relationship advice or for halakhic or Jewish law concerns. We talk about Kabbalah. There are Jewish mysticism. There are a litany of different various interests that I have, and I do my best to connect with my community in any way that they want. I adapt my discussions to the audience. And so there may be someone who wants to come in. I had someone earlier today who wanted to talk about relationship advice. We did that. I have people who want to watch sports with me. We do that. I have people who want to watch documentaries with me. We do that. I have people who want to play games with me. We do that. Whatever it is, I definitely am someone who will adapt to whatever it is so that you're comfortable, so that you have a good time, that you enjoy yourself. And best of all, it's free.
And do you have like some age where they need to have?
Yeah.
Because
So I,
because internet is very like the youngest and oldest. What is your
yes,
age?
absolutely. Yeah. So you have to be 18 years old. I don't want to have, uh, basically anyone who's not 18 in my Discord, not because it's necessarily but many times people want to have adult conversations and I don't want to have to censor them. Yes, essentially anyone who I invite through a DM into my Discord, I always say, please join if you're an adult. And in order to join the Discord, there's a requirement, at least to join the voice call, that you are 18. So it is age restricted. I've gotten a lot of people who are not 18 who want to join. And really, when I find out, or a question that I ask just about everyone who, especially if they sound young, is how old are you? And if they're not 18, I just say, come back when you are 18. I've gotten people who are 17 years old and 364 days. And I've said, come back tomorrow.
This is your chance. Like and comment. I am in. This is your chance, guys. So, how does the Trillionaire Blueprint directly contact to your bigger goal of world peace? What does that look like in real?
Sure. Well, for anyone out there who has any doubts about the amount of content that I have, just search Rabbi Rothschild in any search engine. Search it in AI. Search it in any social media. Search my hashtag Bible Rabbi. You will see I have over 100 YouTube accounts, over 200 Instagram accounts, over 500 Twitch accounts, over 1,000 TikTok accounts, over 2,000 Twitter accounts, over 5,000 Blue Sky accounts, and over 10,000 Kick accounts. I have more social media than any person ever. And you will quickly see much of my social media has never been viewed before. It's all raw, virgin content. And it's really going to be a treasure hunt for the entire world to learn. And so you can see that that my content is going to be monetized when it is in the future. There's so much of it. So that's an exciting aspect of it. Now, in terms of the how do we get from trillionaires to world peace? Well, nothing is guaranteed in life.
That's
And I am someone who can just say, from a heartfelt perspective, that here's the plan. My streams give me the opportunity to talk about world peace, and people will watch my streams in the past and recognize that I've been an advocate for peace for much of my life, going back to childhood, but even on these streams for more than 4 years. And my goal is to inject in the common discussion of people that war isn't necessary, that eventually people will find a peaceful outcome for the globe. If we look at colonial civilizations, generally, in order to explore, they need to have peace at home. It's difficult to have a civilization that is war with itself and still be able to explore and still be able to colonize and such. And I feel the same is true for Earth, that we need to have peace at home before we start to colonize space or before we start to explore space. Because the resources that would generally be needed for an Earth civilization to be able to explore can't be wasted on war within our own planet. So, as someone who is a future thinker, who is a transhuman or has transhumanist leanings, and who believes that humans will perhaps one day be able to live indefinitely through the use of age through life extension technology and perhaps aging reversal and mind uploading technology, these are problems that come into our forefront because we aren't just going to be saying, I'm going to live the average life expectancy and then die. These are our problems now when we look at it with that type of mindset. And the idea of world peace needs a leader, and more than one. We've had people in the past who talked about peace. One group or couple that comes to mind is John Lennon and Yoko Ono. They did something called bed-ins for peace. And what they did was in Amsterdam and in Montreal, they basically spent at least a week promoting peace in front of the press from their bed. And in my own way, I am having my own bed-in for peace, just longer and archiving it more. But we need more people to talk about peace, to give peace a chance. There's a John Lennon song, the lyrics are, all we are saying is give peace a chance. And that's what I'm saying as well. War is perhaps inevitable for the near future, but that doesn't mean that war has to be inevitable forever. And I am someone who feels that in order to move away from a world where we have global wars, we need the injection of peace. Now, I also have arguments for the military industrial complex and the military war complex that profits from war. And these are the people who I really need to address. And they should know that their efforts could be much improved and perhaps more profitable, which should pique their ears if they started to dedicate the efforts that they make for creating bombs and ammo into robotics and drones, things that benefit humans and things that would make human life easier, like agricultural drones, like robots that do mining to help lessen the burden on humans and allow us to be able to help to unite. I want to, in a generation or so, not see any humans who have to risk their life from very dangerous professions. I'd like to see robots be able to replace, especially in where human life is at risk. I'd like to see robots replace those types of positions, but right now we don't have a large enough set of robotics companies that are really working on this. There are some, but not to build mass amounts of bots. But guess who has the factories that could do this? The Lockheed Martins of the world, the Northrop Grumman's of the world, the Rafael Advanced Defense Systems of the world, the L3 of the world, the Boeings of the world, and thus I'd like to see them use their efforts for things that help to build community as opposed to that which destroy communities.
So, what is the one biggest misunderstanding people have about your entire mission? And what do you wish everyone truly understand?
A lot of people think I'm AI or I'm a robot myself. I'm a real person. I have human behavior, human emotions, and also people think many times that I am trying to do this for self-promotion. I'm not. Before I started streaming, I lived a normal life. I'm a certified project management professional. I've launched apps on the App Store and Google Play. A religious individual. I've been extremely religious in my life, and people should know that I have emotions just like any other individual, but I am not a robot. I am not AI. Many times people also think that I perhaps am trying to be an influencer. I don't want to necessarily be famous. I want to help the world and be able to interject conversations into the world about peace. And if that means that I have to sacrifice my own privacy for that, I will. Anyone who's watching this or listening to this podcast may say, okay, Rabbi, you want to make us all trillionaires. That's cool. And you want to help with mega projects. That's cool. And you want to live forever within reason. That's cool. What if it doesn't happen? Okay, then I tried, When my head hits the pillow at night or whenever it is that I'm falling asleep, I can say I gave a good effort to help improve the world. And I can do that stress free and know that I did my best. And the question that I have for anyone else out there is, can you do the same? Can you say that you work toward peace? Can you say that you help to build in developing nations and help your fellow individual? If you can, then great. Continue to do so. Continue to build your communities. If anyone out there wants to know how they could really revolutionize their own life, it would just be get to know your neighbors, invite them over for a cookout, invite them over for dinner, share your interests with them. If we all just went to our local community and got to know each other better, that would be a beautiful revolution that we could have in our own backyards. Not everything has to be on a global scale immediately, and I'm not saying that it does. So anyone who wants to just transform their life, get to know your society, the society around you. That's very important. But for anyone out there who wants to connect with an individual who is a peace based individual who wants to improve the world and talk about the most fascinating subjects that we can discover, come to my Discord. Let's chop it up. Let's discuss. Tell me about yourself. I'll tell you about myself. And hopefully we can advance the conversation of humanity in a positive manner.
So, the last question of this entire series, after 4 parts of rough conversation, what is the one single message or action do you want every person watching from anywhere in the world to remember and to right now?
Be peaceful. That's very important. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. And I want people to do that from a social aspect and from a technical aspect. Join my Discord, connect with me. That's how you get to learn more about what I do. If you're not comfortable joining Discord, you don't even know what Discord is, that's absolutely fine. Type Rabbi Rothschild into YouTube, filter by live. You're going to see more live streams than you've ever seen of any individual ever. You're going to see more content than you've ever seen of any individual ever. Type Rabbi Rothschild into any social media, into any AI, into any search engine. You're going to find more content than you've ever seen of any person ever. And you're going to say, wow, there's a lot to digest here. And they're fascinating conversations. Look at my blogs. Look at my main blog, rabbirothschild.medium.com. You can see my musings. You can read about more in-depth things that I talk about in revolutionizing humanity. I'm not just someone who advocates for peace. I advocate for technological revolution, improvements to devices, improvements to connectivity. I talk about social justice. I talk about certainly literacy and ending world hunger and world thirst. I'm a very well-rounded individual. I can talk to just about anybody about just about any topic. I don't necessarily think that I'm in the world's foremost expert on perhaps any subject, but aside from live streaming your life, perhaps. But I do know something about a lot of different topics. And for anyone out there, if you just want to revolutionize your life, you should just know there are advocates out there who are advocating for peace. And if you can do so in your own heart, and treat others the way that you want to be treated, that will go a long way.
And of course, you can type live podcast and you can have 4 full episodes in your everyday life. So, Rabbi Rothschild, thank you for
Yes, sir.
going all the way with us through our 4 parts. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Guys, if this series woke something up in you, smash the like button right now. Comment I am in or Trillionaire Blueprint if you are ready to join the mission. Turn the notification and subscribe for more real talk. Rabbi, one last time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And again, if you want to connect with me, linktree.com/rabbi is the best place to find all my social media. Type Rabbi Rothschild in YouTube, filter by live. You can see all my live streams. Check out my blog at rabbirothschild.medium.com. And of course, my Discord, discord.me/rabbi. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. And perhaps we'll do this in a year or so and update each other on how things are going and the growth in both of our projects. And again, thank you to the audience out there. If I may say, I can't guarantee anything that I say. I can't guarantee it. I wish I could. If I could, I would. But what I can say is that everything that I say is recorded and that I do my best to be an accountable person in my life. And I want to be accountable to all of you. And I'd love to be able to change your lives, change your friends' lives, change your family's life for the better. So if you want to lock in with me, connect with me on all of the different platforms. And again, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Once again, thank you, and I see you in the next one. Peace.